Welcome back to Cemetery Walks at Eastview Cemetery in Adairsville, Georgia. Let's pick up where we left off with part 2.
Run away.
Oh, I don't run. So, here we have Meldon M. Freeman, Private U.S. Marine Corps, World War II, 1920 to 1987. Thank you much for your service, sir. Here we have Roy Shaw Herod Sr., Maryland, Private U.S. Army, World War I, June 7th, 1890 to December 6th, 1973. Thank you much for your service, sir. LeConte. We have Elizabeth, wife of Joseph N. LeConte, daughter of N.J. and E.M. McRimmon, Robinson County, North Carolina, December 21st, 1912. Greenville, North Carolina, October 14th, 1986. Now, I have never been to Robinson, North Carolina. Here we have Joseph N. LeConte, son of J.A. and E.K. LeConte, Atlanta, Georgia, February 23rd, 1907, and died in Greenville, North Carolina, September 10th, 1973. Delilah William Lewis LeConte, field in action, Chateau Thierry, France, son of J.A. and Emma K. LeConte, September 27th, 1895 to July 19th, 1918. Thank you very much for your service and sacrifice, sir.
Time.
That is me. That is me. I am very thankful for all of the veterans that do what they do. Here we have a couple. We have Edwin Litterfeld, First Lieutenant, U.S. Army, August 24th, 1941 to January 10th, 2017. Beloved brother and uncle. Thank you much for your service, Lieutenant. And W. Landon Litterfeld, U.S. Army, World War II, November 16th, 1916 to November 24th, 1982. Thank you much for your service, sir.
Greetings.
Here we have Clyde W. Mitchell, Georgia. He was an F3, U.S. Navy, World War I, May 19th, 1898 to April 22nd, 1966. Thank you much for your service, sir. Here we have Milton Horton Mitchell, Corporal, U.S. Army, Korea, September 14th, 1931 to August 24th, 2009. Thank you much for your service, sir. John Brock, Georgia, Lieutenant Commander, DR, U.S. Navy Reserve, World War I and World War II, October 10th, 1896 to July 4th, 1954. Thank you very much for your service, sir. 2 wars. And we have John B. Brock Jr., Captain, U.S. Army Air Corps, World War II, September 19th, 1920 to June 7th, 2001. Thank you much for your service, sir. I think I'll take the truck back there and when we look back there, but I just saw this one here. Here we have
Kitchen.
Millard. Yep, Millard Earl Edwards, U.S. Army Air Corps, World War II. That would be August 19th, 1921 to April 16th, 1989, excuse me. Thank you much for your service, sir. Andrew J. Thompson, U.S. Navy, World War II, March 19th, 1909 to October 2nd, 1987. Thank you much for your service, sir. Here we have Arthur D. Woodring, Georgia Private Medical Department, World War I, May 10th, 1892 to September 23rd, 1961. Thank you much for your service, sir. Earl Joe Kilpatrick, PFC, U.S. Army, Vietnam, October 31st, 1949 to October 4th, 2012. Thank you much for your service, sir. And here we have Houston R. Woodring, U.S. Army, October 21st, 1932 to June 16th, 1984. Thank you much for your service, sir. Here we have Carmen J. Prisuto, U.S. Army, Korea, February 27th, 1927 to November 30th, 1992. Thank you much for your service, sir. And then we have next to him, George H. Pearson, Alabama, Roll Tide, Sergeant, Army Air Forces, World War II, June 9th, 1918 to October 8th, 1972. Thank you very much for your service, sir. I say Roll Tide. I know he could be an Auburn fan, but I would like to think better of him than to assume that he would be an Auburn fan. I'm just being serious. Floyd B. Payne, Corporal, U.S. Army, World War II, November 18th, 1918 to December 16th, 1987. Thank you very much for your service, sir.
Apollo.
And I think what I'll do is walk back. I see there's just so much to see, and just when you think, okay, I'm clear, I've seen all of the markers, you come across more, like this one over here. You just have to be on the lookout. Billy Garland, Sergeant, U.S. Army, June 25th, 1932 to November 10th, 1995. Thank you very much for your service, sir. Hadn't have to go far. Dexter A. Chapman, S1 U.S. Navy, World War II, August 18th, 1914 to October 29th, 1984. Thank you much for your service, sir. All these veterans are in good company. Rufus Randolph Curry, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II, August 23rd, 1920 to January 15th, 1987. Thank you much for your service, sir.
Apologize.
And William A. Jarrett, Jr., Tech 5, U.S. Army, World War II, October 31st, 1919 to August 4th, 1986. Thank you much for your service, sir. We have Ricky J. McStotts, Specialist 4, U.S. Army, September 4th, 1954 to January 30th, 2009. Thank you very much for your service, sir. Here we have Edward W. King, Jr., May 12th, 1951 to January 16th, 2022. Thank you very much for your service, sir. This looks like a VA marker, but it is not. Thomas McGuire. No dates. Let's see what I can find on you, Mr. McGuire. I believe. Here we have Clarence W. Belcher, Georgia, Tech 5, U.S. Army, World War II, May 17th, 1917 to April 8th, 1974. Thank you much for your service, sir. And it looks as though that probably got hit by a lawnmower blade. I am so sorry. Here we have James A. Jarrett, Georgia, Private, 32nd Company, 157th Depot Brigade, World War I, July 26, 1890 to April 29, 1965. Thank you very much for your service, sir. Look how nice that is. Wow. Here, I almost missed it because it's covered with ivy. We have Robert H. Long, Georgia, Private, U.S. Army, World War II. That'd be July 24th, 1909 to October 12th, 1973. Thank you much for your service, sir. Wow. Here we have John A. Maxwell, Georgia, Private, STU Army Training Corps, World War I, March 20th, 1900 to October 6th, 1954. Thank you much for your service, sir.
Zachary.
Frank Jared, Georgia, Chief Warrant Officer, U.S. Air Force, Korea, August 15th, 1931 to August 19th, 1962. Thank you much for your service, sir. Here we have Thomas Monroe, Durham, Private Company I, 20th Regiment, Georgia Infantry, Confederate States Army. Thank you much for your service, sir. So that's Thomas Monroe, Durham, May 9th, 1847 to February 28th, 1919. Here we have Captain E.B. Earl, born July 15th, 1853, died June 13th, 1893. The first one buried at this cemetery. This is for William Dabney Golston, Private Company E, 7th Regiment, Georgia Infantry, Confederate States Army, July 1st, 1862. Thank you much for your service and sacrifice, sir. Here we have Rosette E. Mann, Georgia Staff Sergeant, Transportation Corps, World War II, January 3rd, 1910 to August 29th, 1963. Thank you much for your service, sir.
Idiot.
We have Thomas H. Mann, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam, December 23rd, 1945 to July 29th, 2003. Thank you much for your service, sir. I guess that's one way to do it. All you have to do is come out and sweep it. It's artificial turf there instead of gravel or dirt. That's genius. I have to keep that in mind for myself. Here we have John W. Venable, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II, April 4th, 1919 to September 29th, 1976. Thank you much for your service, sir. Benjamin F. Toe, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II, April 14th, 1924 to January 2nd, 1978. Thank you much for your service, sir. Ralph Madison Dudley, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II, March 22nd, 1918 and April 17th, 1991. Thank you much for your service, sir. And see here, they've put up a flagpole, and you can see a couple more in the distance there. This is for Mr. Albert Homer Waters, Tech 5, U.S. Army, World War II, July 29th, 1922 to February 26, 2020. Thank you much. These are some very unique vaults here. Look like they're made out of aluminum. Yep. And either they have hail damage or from rocks being thrown from the lawnmowers. That's very unique. Again, you never know what you're going to see when you come out here. Another one. And then these here look to be the same. Just kind of gives a reflection of the sky in it. It's quite nice. Here we have Danny Emerson King, U.S. Army, January 18th, 1949 to July 30th, 1999. Thank you very much for your service, sir. Willie D. Hooker, Alabama, Roll Tide, Private U.S. Army, World War I, January 31st, 1889 to February 1st, 1970. Thank you very much for your service, sir. And this is, it looks like they spray painted it. It's a bronze. It's been spray painted bronze. And folks, I usually stay away from new burials. It's just something I do. Here we have Ira Ferris Hopkins, U.S. Army, World War II. He was born April 17th, 1920 to April 7th, 1987. Thank you much for your service, sir. Here we have another Satterfield. James Ivan Satterfield, Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, February 2nd, 1959 to July 19th, 2014. Thank you much for your service, sir. Frank Prince Riddick, A2C, U.S. Air Force, September 27th, 1933 to December 31st, 2018, excuse me. Thank you much for your service, sir. We have Jerry Max McClure, A1C, U.S. Air Force, August 8th, 1940 to June 11th, 2011. Thank you much for your service, sir.
None.
Here we have D.S. McClure, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II, September 10th, 1919 to February 1st, 1999. Thank you much for your service, sir. William Hoyt Sutton, Y3 U.S. Navy, Sergeant, U.S. Marine Corps, World War II and Korea, October 22nd, 1924 to July 17th, 2011. Thank you much for your service, sir. And we have James D. Baggett, November 12th, 1922 to April 22nd, 2009. U.S. S2 U.S. Navy, World War II. Thank you much for your service, sir. Here we have James William Norton, U.S. Army, World War II, March 24th, 1917 to April 5th, 1990. Thank you much for your service, sir.
Nobody understands.
Here we have another one of those metal tops. This is I want to say Alvin Harper, November 10th, 1896 to April 24th, 1973. Lieutenant, U.S. Army, World War II. Thank you much for your service, sir. Here we have Irvin Jesse Inslee, Georgia, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II. That would be October 4th, 1908 to April 1st, 1973. Thank you much for your service, sir. And we have Joe Glenn Barton, S1 U.S. Navy, World War II, January 18th, 1926, February 27th, 2016. Thank you much for your service, sir. And we have Prince Albert Sullins, Tech Sergeant, U.S. Army, World War II, 1915 to 1978. Thank you much for your service, sir. This one is Dorothy May Baines, February 18th, 1932 to February 8th, 2021. It's a single vault. Yes, appears to be. And then look at this one here. Looks like there may have been a plaque there that was taken down. These are all Baines. And how they've done this cobblestone here. The bench. We have Trey George Brown Baines, February 1st, 1986 to November 24th, 2005.
Can you see me?
And it looks like Joy King and William Robert are still here. Must be his parents. Thank you for joining me on this walk at Eastview Cemetery in Adairsville, Georgia. It's very nice. It's quite, I would say generally speaking, it's well upkept. There are a lot of veterans here. So if you happen to be in the area and are able to stop by and pay your respects, please do so. Make sure that you do comment if you have suggestions. I've started to get some pretty good feedback on the videos to how to make them better for you and more entertaining and more informative. So thank you very much again for joining me on these walks, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching Cemetery Walks with Milvet. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like and notification button, and we'll see you back here on our next walk.